Hey, what's going on, everyone? I finally got my hilt finished today, and this is the 89sabers Obi-Wan Kenobi. And first off, I just can't express how well done the 89sabers hilt is. I mean, from the plating, the chrome plating to the anodizing to everything, it is just absolutely amazing. And one of the hard things about doing the weathering on that saber was getting all that stuff off. So if we look at the emitter, if you notice, let me see if I can get the focus here. I took all of the chrome plating off, and I tried everything from soaking it into vinegar with hydrogen peroxide, you name it, and basically the only way that I was able to get this emitter off, or the chrome plating off, was a worn down sanding drum from my Dremel. And the cool thing is once you get the chrome layer off, there's a layer of copper, and then once you get that off, you have bare steel. And as soon as the air hits the bare steel, the steel starts to gray out, and it gave that worn look to it. And then here you can see my emitter cap that I made for it. And then I used brass black on the thin neck and the wind vane, and I left this section pretty much untouched. And moving down to the grenade section, this was absolutely the hardest thing to remove. When you first get to 89sabers hilt, it's got like a shiny, glossy anodizing to it. And so I wanted to do a weathering, so I ended up using Easy Off heavy duty oven cleaner, and it took about 5 coats to get this sucker off. And once I got it down to bare aluminum, it took me 8 coats with aluminum black to get it the shade that I wanted. And then once you do that, you take some Rust-Oleum matte clear coat and coat it several times to seal the finish in. Don't worry if you do this and you start seeing it turn white, or you have like this awful look to it. Once you put the clear coat on, it goes right back to the nice flat black look to it. And then moving down to the clamp here, I got rid of the original clamp that came with it, and I got a Romans chrome clamp, and then of course I added the tape, and then did just a little bit of weathering on it. Not a whole lot. I might do just a little more. It just depends. Moving down to the booster, just for a couple accuracy mods that I did, is that I drilled the little holes that are on the sides of the boosters. I don't know if you can try to see that. So that way it looks more like a Romans kind of, that's more accurate. And then the hole in the booster at the very end, I put that there. And then I left the chrome pommel cap or chrome pommel alone. Just kind of scuffed it up just a little bit, but nothing major. And then I try to focus this again. I added the correct D-ring. So, and it's pretty cool because it holds in place pretty good. So there's not going to be any rattle whatsoever on this build. So I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it looks freaking awesome, and the weathering came out exactly the way that I wanted it to. I even on here, you're not going to be able to see it on camera, but it had some lettering on here, and what I did is I took a buffing wheel and kind of grinded down some of the lettering, so that way it looks worn. So if you guys are going to weather your 89sabers hilt, just be prepared. Trying to get the chrome plating off of this guy is absolutely a nightmare. So if you have a Dremel and you have a somewhat smooth sanding drum, you will be able to get that layer off. And don't worry about nicking it. Get you some 320 grit sandpaper and wet sand it after you're done. And the wet sanding also helps turn that steel gray. Because originally, sorry to get this, the emitter was the exact same color and shininess and chrominess of the pommel. So you can see the difference between that and that. So I'm very happy with the way that this came out. I'll be hopefully getting my battery from Solo's Hold here within the next week or so, and then I can finish up the install and do a proper video on the functions and the features of the Saber. It is going to be using the new Profi board, and if you haven't seen the Profi board, you need to Google it right now and check it out. It is absolutely amazing. So other than that, stay tuned, guys.